The Kappa family, consisting of parents Guy and Priska, their children Maddox, age 8, and Trent, age 6, arrive at a luxurious resort for a vacation. They are welcomed with complimentary drinks. After settling into their rooms, Trent makes friends with a kid named Idlib. Together, they ask other resort guests about their names and jobs. Idlib also teaches Trent an unusual code to decipher hidden messages. Guy and Priska talk about how this is merely the final vacation they plan to give the kids before divorcing, which is made worse by the fact that Priska has a stomach tumor. A middle-aged doctor named Charles is having breakfast with his mother Agnes, daughter Kara, and younger vain wife Crystal. They are informed by the resort management about a remote beach where they may escape the tourist crowds. Idlib and Trent had agreed to hang out again that day, but the resort manager orders Trent to leave the area when he sees Idlib. Charles aids a woman named Patricia, who is nearby experiencing an epileptic seizure while her husband Jaron also tries to assist. A van transports the Kappas and Charles and his family to a private beach. Maddox recognizes a rapper there by the stage name Midsize Sedan, whose real name is Brendan Smith, who was earlier seen with a female companion who went skinny dipping. While the adults relax on the sand, the children play together. The girls discover old dolls that other children had left buried in the sand. Trent is swimming near a cave when he discovers the body of Brendan's companion, who appears to have drowned. Brendan is suffering from nosebleeds and is astounded by the finding as the adults are. Brendan claims that the woman just went for a swim and never returned, but Charles suspects him of foul play. Jaron and Patricia arrive at the beach as well, but their transporters have already left. Strange things begin to happen to the children. Soon later, Agnes starts having trouble breathing and eventually passes away. Jaron and Patricia speak with Trent and Maddox, who have unexpectedly matured into pre-teenagers, as well as Kara. Many attempts are made to leave the beach, by passing through the rocks that enclose it from the outside, but all the adults who try to do so feel a pounding in their heads before they pass out and end up back on the beach. They also observe unusual occurrences, such as Charles injuring Brendan with a knife, and the wound healing very instantly. Brendan reveals to the adults that the woman he was with had multiple sclerosis, and he has hemophilia, which explains his nosebleeds. Priska begins to feel discomfort and pain from the tumor in her stomach all of a sudden. The adults are trying to help her. They initially feel around for the tumor and describe it as being the size of a golf ball. The tumor, which has grown to the size of a melon, is then removed during surgery. After the treatment, Priska's stomach cut heals quickly. They soon realize there is something time-related going on the beach when Brendan discovers that the dead body of the woman he was with has already completely decomposed to nothing but bones within hours. Kara has unexpectedly become 5 months pregnant in a matter of minutes after being with Trent, minutes earlier. The birth occurs quite swiftly, but the baby dies after a minute due to lack of attention. As Charles's illness worsens, Brendan becomes the victim of his fatal stabbing. The others take his weapon away as the others try to come up with a different escape strategy. Jaron tries to swim, to find a way out because they can't go through the rocks. Maddox asks Priska whether she and Guy are breaking up. Priska confesses having a second relationship. Maddox is upset with her, although Priska tries to explain herself. She walks to the beach, hoping to find a way out on her own, but she discovers Jaron's body, apparently unconscious and drowned. Then, in a last-ditch effort to escape, Kara starts climbing the rocks to try to reach the top, but before she can get there, she too passes out and falls to her death, leaving Trent devastated. Shortly after seeing Jaron's lifeless body, Patricia suffers a fatal seizure. Charles has gone completely insane and Crystal is also losing her mind due to her rapid aging and deteriorating physical health, and a calcium hump has grown on her back. Guy's vision is deteriorating as well, and Priska's hair has begun to gray. Guy acknowledges that he knew about the other man in Priska's life and wishes that he had done more to help their marriage continue, but he also says that he is a loser and that she deserves someone better. While everything is going on, Trent and Maddox discover a notebook that a previous visitor had left behind, in which names and illnesses are listed. They also catch sight of what appear to be individuals, watching them from a distance. Guy and Priska are then attacked by Charles, while Trent and Maddox are attacked by Crystal when they attempt to look at her. She follows them into the cave, where her body twists and contorts into the most horrific positions before she passes away. Then, after cutting Charles with a rusty knife, Charles dies as a result of an infection that quickly spreads throughout his body. The Kappas then gather around the campfire. Just before he passes away, the now-old Guy, who is having trouble speaking and remembering things, confesses to Priska that he still loves her. Then, after briefly standing up, Priska falls to the ground and passes away next to Guy, as the kids grieve for their lost parents. Trent and Maddox are now in their 50s when they wake up. Trent reveals a code that Idlib provided him with, which he deciphered and discovered to mean, "My uncle doesn't like the coral." When the siblings see a coral reef in the area, they realize that it must be their escape route. The coral catches Maddox's shirt as the two swim out there. Theo, the van driver who drove the families to the beach, reports to his superiors from his observation point that all members of Trial 73 had died after the two failed to surface. When Theo returns to the resort and stops at a lab, it is then revealed that the resort is actually a cover for a medical research firm named Warren & Warren, which lures people with medical conditions to the beach to conduct clinical trials for life-saving pharmaceuticals, giving them and the drinks supplied upon arrival. They shorten the trials to a whole day, in order to get better results because they are aware that the supernatural beach accelerates aging. They are confident they were successful in curing Patricia's epilepsy, since she went 8 hours without experiencing a seizure, which is roughly 16 years on the beach. Trent and Maddox, who were able to free themselves from the coral, managed to stop the resort manager and others from poaching their most recent victims. Trent finds a man he spoke to when he was younger, knowing the man is a police officer. He offers the man the diary he discovered on the beach, which contains the names of numerous missing persons as well as their medical conditions. Even though Trent is an adult, Idlib comes out and recognizes him. All the resort staff realize they are in trouble, as Trent and Maddox reveal the truth to everyone. While in the closing scene, the officer transports Trent and Maddox by helicopter off the island so they can be with their aunt, who is not ready to face the fact that her niece and nephew are now fully grown adults.